CityscopeMag.com. Cityscope Magazine. It's that time to relax and enjoy your day.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. Stop by today and take advantage of Bradley County's largest pre-owned inventory, or visit cleveland-nissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty.
At First Horizon, we know if there's a win, there's a way. Our team is here to help every step of the way with personal, business, or private banking. Stop by and visit us at one of our locations in Cleveland or give us a call at 423-559-7660. At First Horizon, we look forward to finding a way.
Hey, Andy Morris here. Join me along with my co-host on The Drive, presented by Hardees, weekdays at 5 p.m. on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Cleveland and Bradley County's local sports show, weekdays at 5 on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
From the Kia of Cleveland Studios, this is ESPN Cleveland 101.3, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making the top of your house the best it can be. Visit bestbuymetalroofing.com.
It's time for The Drive on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, presented by Hardees. We will bring you nonstop sports news from the national and local scene and everything in between. So buckle up and join in on the conversation. It's The Drive.
Don't take no slap. Got a thirst for killing. Drink your body.
Welcome back to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Got Jim Gum in the building with me, Jacob Mason. I'm Andy Morris, excited to be with you guys on this Monday. And, you know, we're at the point of the summer now where tonight, obviously, home run derby. Things are a little slow this week because you're preparing for all the all-star festivities. The draft got kicked off last night, Major League Baseball draft. And, of course, they had the Futures game. What was that, Sunday?
Yeah, in Atlanta. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yesterday down in Atlanta. And really so much going on aside from regular season games during this all-star break that if you're not really a huge Major League Baseball fan, you might not be aware of it. But one thing that I'm excited about is tonight's home run derby. It's Jacob and I have talked about it on the show, and I know – Jim, I often side with you on the tradition and the fun of the All-Star game, and like it's still pretty cool. But the home run derby, I feel like, is the premier event of this entire break.
Oh, listen, I do too. I love the home run derby. I think, you know, I remember when the dunk thing was so big at the NBA, you know, halftime festivities.
Yeah, All-Star weekend that they do.
I said halftime, All-Star festivities, but to me, the home run derby is just taken over when it comes to that. I love it. I think it's the coolest thing. I love to see guys hit the tape measure home runs. To me, there was not a better home run derby than when Mark McGwire was in Boston, just hitting bombs over the green.
That was
monster.
awesome.
I mean, I love that stuff. So I love the home run derby. Don't get me wrong. I like the All-Star game too a lot, but the home run derby to me is must-see TV.
Yeah, for sure. And in my opinion, it's the last standing side event to the All-Star games that people actually care about.
Yeah.
You want to see what will make a kid go grab a wiffle ball bat and start taking hacks, let them watch the home run derby. You know, it gives it's so much excitement, and it gets people riled up and excited. The dunk contest doesn't do that for me anymore.
No.
The skills thing in the NFL is,
that's unwatchable.
It's embarrassing.
That's unwatchable in my book.
And so, the home run derby is the last standing thing that, I'll be honest, and we've talked about it on the show, I'd rather watch the home run derby than the All-Star game itself. Tonight is, in the All-Star world, tonight is my Super Bowl. I told Briley, when 8 o'clock hits, I want to be able to sit down and watch this, unbothered.
Do you guys remember when King Griffey Jr. hit the warehouse in Baltimore?
Yes.
On the fly.
Yes.
First time it ever been done. There was more people talking about that the next day than the All-Star game itself.
If you talk about the history of the home run derby, if there's a guy that kind of carried the torch for the home run derby, it's King Griffey Jr.
Yeah. Remember Josh Hamilton at old Yankee Stadium hitting just 500-foot home runs left and right? He just was crazy good that night. But the Griffies of the world, Mark McGwires of the world, those guys were so fun to watch. I loved it. And I still love it.
Yeah, I will say, like, I know Acuna had to sit out because of the back strain. They don't want to,
which I love. I love that because that shows. Brian Snitker said this in an interview. To him, it shows maturity.
Yeah.
He said that's a guy that's worried about the second half of the season. That's a guy that's worried about taking his place in the lineup every day. And he really kind of like pumped Acuna up to the media. He's like, that's maturity is what it is. And I completely agree with that. Obviously, would it have been cool to see Ronnie Baseball in his home park getting after it? Of course. You know, he's the face of the Braves right now. And I think he has the potential to bring all that energy that he does to the regular season games, to the home run derby. We've seen him do it already. But we talked about this before we went on air today. My initial reaction was, oh, man, Ronnie Baseball doesn't get to be in the home run derby. And then I hear he's getting replaced by Matt Olson. Mm-hmm. And I thought to myself, you know, Matt will do okay. The more I thought about it,
I think he can win it.
Listen, the way that this is set up, his swing, that ballpark, being at home, he might be my favorite. Now, the more I think about it, I was thinking, hey, he'll have a decent showing just because it's Matt Olson. It's not Ronald Acuna Jr. But when you look at that left-handed swing, going to the chop house, home run derby, Jim, you said this to me too. Just the way he gets the bat head around with that long arms, that bat stays in the zone for such a long time. Even if he's not pulling them, he's going to be hitting some in the Chattahoochee Falls in dead center.
Yeah, I mean, he's got such a beautiful swing, and he's got great extension on his swing. So he doesn't ball have to be dead center across the plate. He can still hit it out dead center field. But I'm looking forward to Matt Olson, Kyle Raleigh, and Byron Buxton. Those are the three guys I'm most looking forward to. Now, I'm sure one of those three I'm sure none of those three will win it because I like them. But I mean, I like all the guys.
That's how it works.
But I like those three. I'm looking forward to those three more than any other.
Yeah, but where I was going before Andy just crashed the drive is what I'd like to say.
Oh, did I?
Oh, you cut me off, man. Cut me off in traffic. Where I was going with that is I feel like if the MLB doesn't want the same thing to happen that happened to the dunk contest, they're going to have to incentivize players to want to be in it. Like, to me, like guys like Vlad should be competing. Like guys that are home run hitters need to
notable players.
Yes, need to be competing in this event.
The big names.
You look at like where the dunk contest went. It's because none of the notable guys do it anymore.
Do you know? I'm not sure, but I may be wrong here. But I don't think LeBron James has ever entered the dunk contest ever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember ever seeing him.
And so, like, I feel like they need to incentivize it somehow. I don't have an answer to that. That's just something that came up in my head while we were talking about it. To have the big names like the Sammy Sosas, the Mark McGuires, like those guys
they give vehicles away.
Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still do, but you remember they'd give away a truck or a Corvette.
Yeah, and don't they these days, like somebody like is associated with the player, like if he wins, then this person, I guess a fan or someone, gets some kind of a big prize out of it too.
Well, I know that there's you just have to assume that there's guys not participating because they're in pennant races.
Yes.
And like they're sitting out because they know either A, it could tweak my swing a little, whatever. I just think baseball needs to find an incentive that like incentivizes them to continue to want to be a part of the event.
Make it a cash prize.
Yeah, like a big.
They got the money.
Yeah, make it a big one.
Major League Baseball has quite a bit of money, but first of all, I do want to say this. Didn't mean to cut you off, Jacob.
Oh, you cut me off this is the drive.
And I didn't realize that you were not done making your point. I thought you were leading into having me run my mouth a little bit, which I feel like I'm fairly decent at. But looking at the field for this year's Home Run Derby, obviously, we're all pulling from Matty Olson over here. That's our guy. That's who we want. But Brent Rooker for the A's is a guy that, talk about some pop, has a good swing. Right now, it's currently got 20 home runs on the season. Matt Olson only at 17, but we know that's kind of deceiving. He started a little slower than we would have liked. But your guy, Jim, Cal Raleigh,
that's
38 home runs. 38 home runs on the season.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if we have Cal Raleigh alongside Aaron Judge?
Yeah.
If we have guys like that. So the recognizable big names in the game. Like if you're Mike Trout.
Let's see Ohtani.
Yeah, like Shohei Ohtani needs to be a part of the show.
The gambler, that's right.
The
hey,
big
listen,
names, big names.
if Mike Trout isn't doing this, I understand. Mike Trout has a history of just staying hurt. I get Mike Trout not doing it. But some of these other guys, like this year, I understand Ohtani not doing it. But why is Pete Alonso not doing it? Like, he's a guy that's always fun. And as Braves fans, we like to try to, root against him. We want him to fail. But he's a guy that brought some energy and excitement, doing some squats and deadlifts under the dugout back in the workout area, making a fool of himself. But it was funny. It was good home run derby TV. The guy's getting a lift in while he's doing the home run derby. Yeah, what a moron.
As a Reds fan, I was really hoping for Ellie De La Cruz to be in this. And unfortunately, I don't know if they asked him, but he's not in it. But I think he would be a guy that would be fun to watch because he can hit some bombs now. Now, he does it, in games now. He does swing and miss a lot. But this is batting practice. That's a different animal, man. The ball's coming in there at 80 miles an hour, and it's flat, and these guys are putting the wood on it, and I think it's great. Personally, I don't know if you guys had ever thought about this. I would love to see the home run contest, and the guys get to use aluminum bats.
Oh man, or
that's
dangerous.
Or some composite bat. Can you imagine how far they can hit?
That's dangerous.
Give somebody like a goods bat or like let them. Oh man, that'd be
fun.
So I've always presumed that for this event they're using corked bats. Like
they should be allowed to, in my opinion.
And talking tradition, you still want to hear the wood pop, the wood crack of the bat, and feel like you're at a major league game. I get that, like. But would it be cool to watch these guys break out some aluminum bats?
Well, I say give them 3 swings.
That's dangerous.
With an aluminum bat and do like $100,000 to your charity of choice for the person who hits the first ball.
You've got every hitting coach in the Major League Baseball just across all of baseball just cringing right now with that statement because you're talking about changing up a swing and a bat. Like, that's a lot.
Hey, listen to this. In 1996, the baseball was played, Olympic baseball was played at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. In the history of that ballpark, there was only one home run ever that landed in the upper deck, and that was a Braves catcher named Earl Williams in 1971.
Wow.
I don't know why I remember this, y'all. But during the Olympics, of course, they used aluminum bats. The Cuban national team hit 3 home runs in the upper deck just in the 1996 Olympics. That's the difference between wood and aluminum. Can you imagine a Mark McGwire or Frank Thomas or Barry Bonds using an aluminum bat with their strength?
I was about to say, give me Jim Thome with an aluminum bat.
Oh, my gosh. Talk about an underrated player.
No doubt.
Yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer for a reason.
Yeah.
But it was funny. So I was reading some stats pertaining to the All-Star game and Home Run Derby and the Braves obviously getting to host, which if you missed it last night, the Major League Baseball draft kicked off at the Roxy down in the Battery right outside Truist Park, and they've done a phenomenal job. It was a great event. As of right now, the Braves organization knocking it out of the park, pun intended, with this whole festivities and everything that they've got going on down there.
I can't wait to have Hannah Basinger back on and just kind of
that'll be good.
Pick her brain about like how the All-Star break went. And for those who don't know, we had the VP of Baseball Operations on the show for the Braves.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
She had a lot of great insights, but I can't wait to pick her brain about how this event went.
Yeah, and that's something we're going to have to line up here very soon, as a matter of fact. Glad you said that. But one thing that stood out, Chipper Jones, the year he won the MVP, this is something that I saw just kind of scrolling through the social medias. Won the MVP in 1999. He was not an All-Star that year. And he brings that up. He points that out. He said, I wasn't an All-Star in 99, but they made sure the next year, 2000, Braves hosting at Turner Field, last year's MVP was there at the All-Star game.
That's wild. That goes to show you what we were talking about earlier. Sometimes don't put so much effort or so much emphasis on the play of the guys in 90 games prior to the All-Star game. Put the stars in there. If they've really earned it, go ahead and put them too. Like I said, I've always thought we should expand the rosters now that we've got so many darn teams, and there's a requirement of having one member of every team on the roster. So I say expand it by 4 or 5 people,
Yeah, and it's something that you can make sure you have your best players there. But tonight, Home Run Derby, 8 o'clock on ESPN, Cal Raleigh of the Mariners, James Woods of the Nationals, Junior Caminero of the Tampa Bay Rays, Byron Buxton of the Minnesota Twins, Brent Rooker of the Athletics out there in Sacramento, Matt Olson of your Atlanta Braves, Jazz Chisholm Jr. of the New York Yankees, and O'Neal Cruz of the Pittsburgh Pirates are your participants.
Hey, so if you're watching on Facebook or you're listening in your car, shoot us a text message or comment on our Facebook post who you think is going to win. It can be biased or not, but who you think is going to win the Home Run Derby tonight. Can you throw out that volunteer Ridipest line?
Yeah, 423-749-1013 volunteer Ridipest text line. Let us know who you think is going to win the Home Run Derby. 423-749-1013. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got Rich Mazingo of the Chattanooga Lookouts who's going to join the show and going to talk about what's going on with the Lookouts organization. We had a good time down there the other night.
His take on who's going to win the Home Run Derby.
Good call. Good call. All that when we come back here on The Drive on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
The difference between an average morning and a Hardee's morning is hearty goodness that lasts till lunchtime. Like Hardee's smoked sausage biscuit, split Hillshire Farm smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. And our Frisco breakfast sandwich with cherrywood smoked bacon or ham on toasted sourdough. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Hip or knee pain holding you back? There's a new reason to feel hopeful. Dr. Andrew Carlone is now part of the team at Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics in Cleveland. He brings advanced training in total hip and knee replacement, including minimally invasive techniques that get you back on your feet faster. Let Cleveland's orthopedic experts help you live your best life. Call 423-624-2696 or go to sportmed.com to book your visit now.
Don Ledford Chevrolet's summer upgrade sales event is going on now to the end of July. You'll get tremendous discounts and factory rebates on their entire inventory of Chevrolet pickups and SUVs. Listen to these two great purchase deals. Find stock number 26002, a 2026 Chevrolet Equinox. 1LT SUV model with an MSRP of $34,335 for just $28,175. That's over $2,000 in savings on a new 2026 model. Take home stock number 25005. A 2025 Silverado 1500 LT 4x4 Crew Cab with the All-Star and Z71 packages that has an MSRP of $63,720 for only $52,355. That's over $11,300 in savings, or 18% off on a truck that you don't want to miss. Special leasing options available as well. Come in today and save big. Don Ledford Chevrolet, Northley Highway, Cleveland. DonLedford.com for details and a trade assistance coupon. Don Ledford Chevrolet, where they say yes. Chevrolet, together let's drive. Wholesale prices include qualifying rebates, plus tax, tag, and title, and dealer fee of $649. Must take delivery by July 31st, 2025.
We tend not to think about right now, but right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. When you give to the V Foundation, 100% of your donation goes directly to game-changing cancer research. Victory over cancer is there for the taking. By you. Donate at V.org, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
For a quarter of a century, Mix 1041 has been taking you out to the ball game.
Swanson to first. The Braves are world champions.
Since 2000, Mix 1041 has been the home of the Atlanta Braves, and we're celebrating by giving away tickets to Atlanta Braves games all summer long. Listen for your chance to call or text to qualify. You can also register at the Mix socials on Facebook and Instagram. Braves 25 is presented by Cleveland Ford. Honest people, honest deals.
Do you suffer from unsightly leg veins? Are your legs turning brown or swelling? Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Do you have restless legs or leg cramps disturbing your sleep? These symptoms are signs of bad veins. Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Find more information online at milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682 and get rid of those bad veins.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Welcome back to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland. Hope everyone out there is having a good Monday. Hey, our friends over at Duracell right now are hiring mechanical skilled technicians, $22 to $27 an hour. Excellent benefits beginning day one. Medical, dental, vision insurance, paid vacation, holiday pay, 401k, tuition reimbursement, and more. Apply now at Duracell.com. That's Duracell.com. And we are so proud to be talking to the president of the Chattanooga Lookouts, Rich Bazingo. And Rich, how's everything going in your world, man?
It's fantastic right now. We just finished 15 games in 20 days, and I got an evening off, so I get to have dinner with my wife tonight. So it's an amazing time.
Yeah, you get to reintroduce yourself to her, don't you, huh?
She looks at me every now and again. Jim is like, man, I haven't seen you in I don't know how long. So yeah, this is a nice little break for us right this minute.
Little break for the team, the Lookouts, but not a break for the parent club as the Major League Baseball draft is ongoing. So, got to ask you this, Rich. The protocol, obviously, after they've signed, what is the protocol for the players? Do they go to like rookie ball down there in Arizona? Do they get, I guess, distributed to A, AA, or anything like that? What is the protocol for most of these draft picks?
Well, most of them end up going to, just like you said, they go out to Arizona and they play extended ball or rookie ball for a little bit, and it all depends on who they are. You know, if you're a high schooler and your season finished 2.5 months ago, they want you back on the field and they want you doing stuff. If you just finished in the College World Series, 3 weeks ago and you got signed today or next week or whatever it is, they're going to keep you on the shelf for a little bit. So it's going to depend on each one. And then also, of course, depending on what level they're in. You know, they're going to sign some kids out of the Dominican and overseas, and some of those kids will end up just going to their Dominican camp for the rest of the summer.
You know, let me ask you this. You know, we were there last Tuesday night watching. I'm telling you, there's some talented guys on that current Lookouts roster. Now, I'm assuming South Stewart, if I've read this correctly, he's getting promoted to Louisville, correct?
He is gone. He is no longer to be a Lookout.
He's no longer there.
And that kid, I'm telling you, Jim, that he is one of the fun kids I've watched to hit these days. You know, there's so much emphasis these days on bat speed and launch angle and all that kind of stuff. And South Stewart, to me, just was an old school hitter, man. You would watch him take a curveball and go the opposite direction with it, or turn on a fastball, and he would hit what was pitched to him instead of just trying to hit everything out of the ballpark. But I'm proud of him, proud of his what he did here in Chattanooga, and glad he's got the opportunity to go up now.
Absolutely. Of course, you got Cam Collier and you've got Edwin Arroyo. So tell us about those two. What do you think the future is for those guys?
Oh, it's bright for both of them. In fact, we were talking about that today. I mean, I think those three guys, the three guys we're talking about right now, will be Cincinnati Reds. They'll be big leaguers. They're almost assuredly going to be big leaguers because they just look different at the plate. I mean, you can just see it when they come in, and their approach they take and what they're doing is actually set them apart. And once again, the Reds have put them on a path to have great success. And I think the future is bright for all three of those young men.
Let me ask you something, and I guess I've always wondered this. I've never had anyone to ask, but the guys that are from Spanish-speaking countries or don't speak English, and I know there's a translator, but do organizations offer English lessons to these guys, or is it on them to pick up the language?
No, they always offer English lessons and love those kids to take the opportunity to take English lessons. You know, anything that's going to help those guys communicate and assimilate into even just the Red system is going to help them a lot. But you know, the thing is, these days, Jim, so many of the Reds and the Reds front office and the Reds managers all speak Spanish as well. So, 25 years ago, man, it was important that those guys learn something. Learn a little bit of English. Right now, I mean, they can. You know, our managers, fluent in Spanish. So, you know, they do. There's not as much emphasis put on it as used to be, but they do offer the opportunity for those kids to learn Spanish if they choose to. I mean, learn English. I apologize.
We're joined by Rich Mazingo, the president of the Chattanooga Lookouts. Rich, Andy here, and one thing I wanted to kind of lead you into were some of the promotional nights that you guys have coming up. I was looking at your guys' Facebook page a couple days ago, and you guys broke the news that you were going to have a Deadhead night, the Grateful Dead night, and it looked like there was a pretty positive response. That's going to take place on August 16th against the Biscuits. And then also one that near and dear to our hearts here at The Drive is college football night. You guys are going to be doing August 1st as well. If you could just kind of talk about those promotional nights and what the fans can expect.
Well, that's the promotional nights are what drives our business. And, when we sit around in, August and September and October and try to dream up these ideas of things that'll bring people to the ballpark, you have no idea what kind of team you're going to have. You have no idea what anything's going to be. So you put out something that you think's going to work. We did Grateful Dead night for the first time last year and had 5,600 people buy tickets for it. It was just off the charts for us for an end-of-the-year promotion. We sold jerseys, raised a ton of money for a local charity, and so we're just going to roll it back again this year. We've got a live band that comes out and plays from 6 to 7 in the plaza. It's a Grateful Dead cover band, and man, it's just fantastic. It's such a cool, different night. Our players will wear Grateful Dead-looking uniforms that night. We'll auction those off again. It's good stuff. And then college football night, I agree with you 100%, man. We live in the South, and I work in baseball. College football rules the South. So we hopefully we're going to get some UTC players out there that night. But Dr. Pepper sponsors that night, and they really try to do they really try to make it like those Dr. Pepper contests on January 1st and for the bowl game. So we'll have the opportunity to throw the balls into the big cans. We'll have cornhole out front side with Dr. Pepper, and we'll kind of make it a fan fest all in that plaza out front. And for the, who knows how many year in a row, we'll give away 2 tickets to the SEC championship game, which is just always just a thrill.
Sweet. Listen, when you said that, Jacob perked up a little bit, just so you're aware.
I did.
What's that? The throwing the ball into the Dr. Pepper can?
No, the SEC championship tickets. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt everyone. I got to get your opinion, and I want all of y'all that's here. Throwing football into the big Dr. Pepper can, do you like the chest throw, or do you like an over-the-hand football throw?
I know I'm more accurate throwing it like a football.
I'll go first.
Go ahead, Rich.
I mean, you can want to throw it like a football. The most efficient way, and we've seen it, just throw it chest pass. It's 2-hand chest pass, just like they taught you in 7th grade.
It's like a basketball pass.
Hey, you might not feel as masculine doing it that way, Andy or Jacob, but that's the way to do it.
I'll say this. During basketball season, I was on a wrestling mat, so my chest pass isn't quite as good as everybody else's. So I'm going to stick to the overhand.
I'm with you, though.
Yeah,
I'm going chest pass. Money's money, and if you're telling me I can win, I don't care how I look. If I get a scholarship,
it makes no difference.
It makes no, I can spend it either way. But hey, man, we were excited to get to come down and see you, and it's good for me to see you again, and these guys get to meet you in person. But I got to know what kind of grade do you give Steve on his first pitch? Give us a letter grade.
Gosh, man, it's not fair, man. We'll have 150 people throw first pitches this year, and no one else gets graded on the radio. I want to say right now, I just think personally, I think he did a fantastic job out there.
Well, I'll tell you this: the little kid, the 8-year-old that followed him, absolutely threw a seed compared to what Steve threw. So we'll just leave it at that,
Yeah, we're not going to judge the Chattanooga Lookouts baseball team. We're gonna applaud and move on.
Rich, I know we've only got around 20 or so games left at AT&T, and I know everyone's looking forward to the new ballpark or Erlanger Park and everything. But there's got to be something. What will you miss most about AT&T Park?
I got to tell you, it's just the memories. It's the memories of the things we've done there. It's seeing Ellie De La Cruz play there. It's seeing Austin Kearns. Man, this is 2001 maybe even 2000. But we have warmed up. The pitcher's warmed up. All of a sudden, the manager comes out of the dugout, calls timeout, and doesn't go to the mound, goes to right field, takes Austin Kearns and pulls him off the field because Austin Kearns just got called up to the major league.
Oh, I love it.
Stories like that just never end. Corky Miller just giving bubble gum to the kids for years and years. But, getting to see some of the players that we've seen there, man. They're getting to see Corey Seager and Ellie De La Cruz and, Andrew Abbott, who's going to play in tomorrow night in Atlanta. These guys are just phenomenal baseball players, and to get to see them and interact with them on a day in, day out basis has just been a joy.
Well, when we were down there the other night, we had a great experience down there on the porch there in what do you guys call that there down the third baseline?
That's the Budweiser deck down there.
Yeah, the Budweiser deck. We had a great time down there hanging out, and had my kids with me, and my son and I, who's in high school, we were talking about memories that we had from AT&T Park, and I can remember when Irvin Santana was on a rehab assignment with the Braves and came to AT&T Park, and we said, listen, we're going to Lookouts game tonight because Irvin Santana's down here. And that's something that stands out in his mind that, there's a lot of baseball families around here that love the Chattanooga Lookouts, obviously love the Braves, and it's kind of been cool to see that cross connection when those younger Braves get to come in as visitors to Chattanooga.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I got to think the biggest thrill I ever had at AT&T Field was Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw came in and pitched on a Wednesday night for us. I mean, that was, that guy was a Cy Young Award winner the year before, and all of a sudden he's pitching in our ballpark. That was a thrill. Yeah.
Now, and you guys had Yasiel Puig down there as well, right?
Oh, Lord.
Yes, we did, for all of his antics and talent and skills, and yeah, we had it all. We had it all for about 3 months down here.
Yeah, going 90 miles an hour.
Market Street.
We're not going to talk about that.
By the police service station. So.
Oh, my gosh, that was so good. Well, listen, Rich, man, we appreciate you, man, and thank you so much for the hospitality that the Lookout showed us last Tuesday night, man.
Well, it was such a pleasure to have you guys down there, and I'm glad to get you folks in the building. And we'd love to have you. We're gonna do this whole thing again next year. We'd love to have you out again next year and make something like that happen again.
We'll do it, man. Take care, Rich.
All right, y'all be good. Thanks for the time today, guys.
All right, thanks. Rich Bizingo. Okay, all right. Got to get back. I'm going to say something about this chest pass thing that they do. Here's the problem with the chest pass thing. It's too close. They need to move that thing back another 10 yards to where you have to throw it.
Got to put some zip on it.
There's no sense in someone throwing a basketball chest pass with a football. I'm sorry, and I think that's my thing, is that they've made it too close. They need to make it a longer throw.
They need to take a note from Pat McAfee and his kick that they do on College Game Day and make it legit, make it competitive, make it competitive. But yeah, I love the fact that they're getting Dr. Pepper involved in it, because we know Dr. Pepper is such a huge player in college football and promoting it all year long. Their commercials are hilarious. The Fansville commercials.
Are you guys Dr. Pepper fans?
I used to be. Yeah, I guess my palate's kind of changed. I used to love Mountain Dew, too.
It seems like young people, for whatever, love Dr. Pepper.
My daughter Kimbrel loves it. I'm not a big soda guy.
Okay.
Well, and then people that like Dr. Pepper don't just like Dr. Pepper. Like, they're obsessed with Dr. Pepper. And I can think of
That's my daughter. You're talking about it right now.
I can think of like 3 or 4 people that I know really, really well.
They drink 6 or 7 a day.
Yeah, they don't drink anything else. Like, it's not like I can have a Diet Coke, or I can have I don't prefer a Pepsi, but I can have a Pepsi. But like Dr. Pepper people, they drink Dr. Pepper, and that's just about it.
And it's one of those phenomena. And I guess I noticed it when my daughter was coming up through high school. I mean, we'd have to get Dr. Pepper whenever she'd have friends come over, because that's all they wanted. I'm like, all right.
Have you heard the story behind Dr. Pepper? Like, I'm going to give you the short version on this. So there's this guy. He was I believe a pharmacist in Virginia, and he proposed to this girl whose dad was a doctor, and the dad was like, listen, dude, like, I'm a doctor. I've got higher standards for my daughter. You're not, allowed to propose to my daughter. You're not going to marry my daughter.
You're not worthy enough.
Exactly. Yeah. So this guy just absolutely just broken, moves to Texas, opens a pharmacy there, decide he's going to create a drink, and the drink he created was Dr. Pepper. And it's named after his ex-girlfriend's dad.
Oh,
his name was Dr. Pepper, and he said, I want people to remember him and my story for the rest of my life, because dude was in love. And he said, I'm gonna throw a little shade at her dad and name this popular drink Dr. Pepper. So real quick history lesson there.
Now that he's a millionaire.
Yeah,
right?
no kidding. No kidding. Some random knowledge that I have from scrolling the internet too much.
That's good stuff right there. Names like that, and you hear the names and how some of these rock bands get their names. They do some little stuff like that, little background people that like tick them off. They're like, oh,
like Leonard Skinner.
That's exactly what I was going. Leonard Skinner, an educator, right?
Yep.
And they named the band after him. Of course, they turned out to be
it's pretty neat,
famous, and there's stuff like that. I love stories like that, man. It's good things, man.
Yeah. Hey, listen, real quick, we're going to go ahead and take a break. What do you guys say? And when we come back, we've got some college football stuff to talk about.
SEC media days going on.
Big stuff going on with that. Also, some Ndamukong Suh, right? retiring.
And Ndamukong Suh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I always butcher that first name, but yeah, he's retiring from the NFL after 13 seasons, Super Bowl champ with the Bucs. I remember him more so as a Nebraska Cornhusker.
I do
too. Do you remember like a specific thing about him though?
Him stepping on people? Yes.
He
was mean.
He was a dog.
I remember John Henderson had that unfortunate thing when he was playing for the Titans. Remember, he stepped on someone, and it kind of stains your image a little bit.
Yeah, but hey, real quick before we go to break, the exclusive home of ESPN Radio in Cleveland and Chattanooga is ESPN Cleveland 101.3. It's never been easier to listen. Download the free ESPN Cleveland 101.3 app from our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 is powered by Duracell.
Don Ledford GMC's summer upgrade sales event going on now through the end of July. You'll get tremendous discounts and factory rebates on their entire inventory of GMC professional grade pickups and SUVs. Listen to this fantastic deal. Get 20% off and savings on stock number 250586. A 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew Cab Elevation Series 4-wheel drive that has an MSRP of $58,825 for just $46,998. 20% off, a savings of $11,800. Now that's a great deal on a great truck. And there are special leasing options as well. Don Ledford GMC, North Lee Highway, Cleveland, or donledford.com for details and a trade assistance coupon. Don Ledford GMC, where they say yes. GMC, we are professional grade. Stock number 250586. Price includes all qualifying rebates and is plus tax, tag, and title and dealer fee of $649. Must take delivery by July 31st, 2025. Cleveland Tire Center. Locally owned and operated for over 45 years. Cleveland Tire, your one-stop auto care shop in Cleveland. North Lee Highway, where the name says it all.
When you need a new roof, it's all about trust. Your home is too big an investment and you can't afford to make a mistake. Cleveland Plywood has the products and expertise you're looking for. Contractors have trusted them for over 50 years, and they carry only proven products from reputable suppliers like IKO. IKO Cambridge is one of the heaviest weight asphalt shingles you can buy, and their limited warranties are among the industry's best. Protect the investment you've made in your home. Go with the pros at Cleveland Plywood, 2700 20th Street Northeast in Cleveland. Call 472-3357. You bleed orange. You never miss a Vols game. But when's the last time you showed that same pride in your smile? At Magnolia Dental Center of Cleveland, we treat every patient like it's 4th and goal. Fast, tough, and no-nonsense care. Just like the way Tennessee plays. Cleanings, repairs, full-on restorations. We'll get you back in the game. Magnolia Dental Center, proudly serving Vol Nation, one winning smile at a time. Call 423-476-3307 or visit MagnoliaDentalCenterofCleveland.com to schedule an appointment today. Need cash? Check. Behind on bills? Check. Unexpected car repair, broken appliance, surprise vet bill? Check, check, and check. Time to check into Cash, your one-stop money shop. Check all the boxes all in one place. From payday loans to flex lines of credit, we've got solutions that move with you. The process is simple, quick, and designed to get you the help you need fast. If you've been approved, you can leave with cash in hand. Check Into Cash also offers check cashing, money orders, wire transfers, and even gift card buyback. Check your worries at the door and check into a store to apply. We have stores in the Chattanooga area, including Cleveland and Athens. Or visit checkintocash.com to get started today. Check Into Cash. We fund today to make a better tomorrow. Subject to state regulations, eligibility, credit check, underwriting, and approval. Rates, restrictions, and fees apply. Visit a store for details. Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Discover your new favorite sweet treat, the Mayfield Dairy Ice Cream Bar, now available in 4 delicious flavors: chocolate chip cookie dough, chocolate fudge brownie, caramel waffle cone, and cherry fudge chunk. Learn more at mayfielddairy.com.
And I have to correct an error I said in the last segment. I said John Henderson, when in actuality it was Albert Hainsworth. I got those two confused, so my apologies to John Henderson. What,
big time,
all 6'7" of him.
Listen,
right?
big time fan of the drive, I hear.
Yeah, exactly. But I just totally got them confused because they played at the same time and everything. But it was Albert Hainsworth that did the dirty play.
They were both dominant forces on that Tennessee Vol defensive line, and both went on to have great NFL careers. But hey, happens. It happens.
Listen, when you get my age, they just kind of all run together. They're all the same, and I'm like, I just picked out the wrong name. So it is what it is.
That's right. But hey, we were talking a little bit of Mayfield Dairy, proud sponsors of all things Braves here on the Drive and ESPN Cleveland 101.3, and we talked about it last week, the truck. We posted the picture on our social media, and if you haven't seen it, the Mayfield Dairy delivery truck with the crates, with the golden jugs of milk, with the cow picking around it. Get on ESPN Cleveland 101.3's Facebook. Check it out. It's absolutely brilliant from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah, so last week I was in the grocery store, and I'm not going to name the company that my wife tried to put the ice cream in the cart, but I just picked it up, put it right back in in the freezer, and that said Mayfield Dairy makes that.
Looked like a scene from Old School. Jacob took it out of the cart and punted ice cream all over the store, apparently, right?
No, I'm just kidding. But I did look at her and say, do you like this brand or something? She's like, I just like it. I was like, do you care if we get Mayfield? I'm tied to Mayfield now.
That's it. That's it. Big fans here on the Drive.
Big fans of Mayfield on the Drive.
So, listen, since we're talking Mayfield, we got to talk some Atlanta Braves. And unfortunately, couldn't get the sweep over the weekend. Last night, Braves dropping the third and final game to the St. Louis Cardinals after a 4-plus hour. It was about 4 hours, 8 minutes, I believe, 10 minutes, rain delay.
Well, tarp on, tarp off,
yes.
tarp on, tarp off.
One of those.
Was awful.
But things were looking pretty good there. And I told Jim this. That rain delay hit in the middle of the fifth inning. And
the Braves up 3-1.
Yes, and had they have been able to get through the fifth, that qualifies it as a complete game. If Braves could have got through that and then the rain delay hit, you're talking about sweeping the series.
Yep.
Unfortunately, our guy Uncle Jesse came in, and listen, Father Time catches up to everybody in the world of sports. We see it from an athlete standpoint. We see it from a coaching standpoint. But Jesse Chavez, not his best night, and gave up 4 earned runs, I believe. So it just wasn't in the cards, and I hope Jesse gets another opportunity. I still think he can be an effective bullpen piece. He's not going to throw gas by you, but
No.
he can induce some ground balls. Just didn't have his best stuff, and I'm sure that rain delay probably had a little something to do with it. So I hope he's given a little grace there. Again, Jesse Chavez up for probably his 32nd stint with the Atlanta Braves at this point. I'm not quite sure where we're at on that.
It wasn't in the cards, but it was against the cards.
It was against the Cards in St. Louis.
Like
That's right.
Little
That's it.
play there.
Jim's paying attention today.
Well, after the Albert Hainsworth, John Henderson fiasco, I've got to do something.
You locked in now.
I got to redeem myself, you know.
But Braves won Game 1 6-5. Game 2 won 7-6. So you're talking one-run games.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about some one-run games for the Braves for a second. This is a completely different season if they could take a card, another pun there, out of this weekend and apply it to the previous weeks of the season. This has been the problem with the Atlanta Braves. If the Braves went 23-11 in one-run games instead of what they have done, 11-23, they would be a game and a half out of the division right now.
Well, even if you just split them down the middle,
it's a little bit. It's a little bit closer.
Closer, you know.
Yep. So
I mean, yeah, God, 11-23.
Isn't that wild?
So there are 12 games under 500 in just one-run games.
Yes.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
It's nice to see the Braves win a couple one-run games. Unfortunately, you drop the third game of the series, don't get the sweep. But I feel good coming into this break, this All-Star break. And I told Jacob this. He gives me a hard time. He says I'm too optimistic. We're texting about this. And I feel like there's not a chance we're winning this division. It's not going to happen. But there is a chance because we've seen a lot crazier things happen that they can at least get into the mix for this wild card, for that
absolutely.
fourth spot in the wild card. And that has me wondering, are we going to continue to be buyers at the trade deadline? MLB draft first round last night, they've changed up their approach. Usually, if you're talking Atlanta Braves first round, what are they drafting? Pitchers. Yeah. Pitching. Mm-hmm. They went with 3 shortstops last night.
Man, shortstops dominated that Major League draft in the first 10 picks. What was it, 6 out of the first 10 were all shortstops?
And Tennessee head coach Tony Vitello was on the MLB Network side of things doing the broadcast, and he made a good point. He said, if you're a good infielder at the college level and you're getting drafted, you're going to be listed as a shortstop because you can play that position as well as probably the other 3 infield positions. Yep. So that was a really good point. But the Braves know that there's a need. Ozzie Albies, I hope he gets back to what he was. He's been struggling. Your shortstop right now, Nick Allen, he's a decent young talent, but we need a little bit more run production out of the shortstop position. Defensively, he's done a great job.
Yeah, decent's not good enough. You got to be a good.
Exactly.
At the very least, you got to be a good shortstop. You don't have to be great or elite, but decent's not where you want to be.
And when you have middle infielders as depth in your organization, what do those turn into? Trade pieces.
That's right. Yeah.
So I like their approach. I like what they're doing. I think Alex Anthopoulos is having to play a little bit different ball game up there in the offices at Truist Park because apparently the money's not flowing like it was.
Would you guys be opposed to Michael Harris being on the trading block?
I just don't think he brings any value. I just don't think anybody's going to take him. Not for the amount of money that we're paying him. What is it, $100 million over 8?
It was either 6 or 8. I think it was 8. That sounds right.
I don't think anybody takes on that contract with,
there's not much to gain out of him at this point.
I'm just trying to think of trade like Ozuna. That name's been brought
I think
up.
Sean Murphy could be on the block.
See, I disagree. I know Drake Baldwin is a good young talent, but I think Sean Murphy has kind of reminded everybody, hey, time out. I'm the second best catcher in the game.
7 homers in the last 9 starts.
Yes.
I agree, but I'm talking about what you could get in return for a guy like that.
Question.
If you've got a young catcher in Drake Baldwin that has been showing you glimpses of that, if you can get a good return, I just think the Braves are listening. I'm not saying that they're doing it. I'm not saying that it's even like a 65% chance that they would do it, but I know they would probably field calls about it.
I think right now the most likely of our dudes, of our guys that are being productive and in the lineup that everybody's would be, hey, that's kind of an attractive look getting this guy in our lineup. It's Marcell Ozuna. We know his contract's about to be up, and he's a guy that dealing with a little bit of hip issue that might hinder his trade market value. But if you're a team that's in the mix, if you're a Cincinnati Reds thinking, hey, we've got a shot. If we can get one more bat in this order, we've got a shot at getting in this thing and doing some damage.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Braves have 3 untradeable guys. Okay, I think Acuna, Riley, and Olsen. To me, those are the only 3. I think everyone else is on the table. If the other teams you're
position player wise,
position players you're talking to, I think. Well, obviously we know the pitching. There's a few guys there too, but I would think Strider's probably the 4th guy that I think is untradeable. I think anyone else is.
I think
you would listen to him
if we're out of the mix and we're saying, hey, listen, we're counting ourselves out. We're not making the wild card. I could see Rafael Iglesias being a trade guy.
For sure. Absolutely.
He's one that could be dealt. He's struggled. He's done better.
Lately he's been
he's done better. So he might be an attractive of enough trade piece where, listen, you can piece together a bullpen and still be somewhat competitive and maybe still get in the mix, having traded him, depending on who you're trading him for, what you're getting. A team that really needs some back-end help, 8th inning, Rafael Iglesias is a good pickup. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I want to transition. We're talking about, kind of aging out. We're talking about Jesse Chavez.
I think I know where you're going.
I think you do too. So ESPN college football personality Greg McElroy came out and said that a person in the know, I want in quotations here.
First off, he was a former Alabama quarterback, for those that don't realize.
Yes, Greg McElroy, pretty good quarterback, in my opinion, very underrated quarterback in his time at Alabama. But he said that someone in the know believes Nick Saban will eventually return to coaching. And I saw that headline and I said, wait a minute, hold up.
Yeah.
And it got my
I mean,
attention.
Belichick can come back and start a new job, and so can Saban.
I honestly think that might have poked Saban a little bit, like, Bill's doing this.
Hey, and we hinted at it on the show that like there were rumblings of it, but nobody big had like stepped out and said it yet. So like it wasn't something that we were going to dive into. But like I don't think Greg McElroy says that on air, especially with the type of person that Nick Saban is.
With the relationship he has with Nick Saban.
If he didn't actually believe that it was going to happen. And so now my mind starts in this downfall. Well, Alabama doesn't have the money to get rid of DeBoer and bring him back. Like, how much money is Alabama going to pay? Because right now it's like $76 million. Plus you have to buy out his staff, and then Nick would have to come in and hire his new staff. So what schools?
Oh, I've got one.
I do too.
That would scare me to death.
I've got one too. So
Michigan.
Let's go around the table.
Could you imagine Michigan having Nick Saban? Because I don't think, Sharon Moore is the guy.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I don't think
Nick Saban went to Michigan, I would be terrified.
I don't think Nick Saban would entertain Michigan, to be honest with you. I really don't.
He went to Michigan State.
I know that was part of the process. Once he became Papa Nick Saban.
I tell you what, Michigan's got a lot of rich alumni. That would scare the crap out of me.
They do. So the first one that I thought, and I know you're a big Lincoln Riley guy. I know you like Lincoln Riley, Jim. I think USC's a spot. Nick Saban in Los Angeles. And it's funny that we go to our rivals on this, you and I automatically.
Well, it's funny. It's going to continue that way. But go ahead.
So, okay, now our Bulldogs talking over here. I want to see.
Florida or Auburn?
Florida.
Oh, my
God. Could you imagine? You get rid of Billy Napier. He's on a room temperature seat, but what fan would not say, yeah, see you, big bag Billy, like, get out of here. Give me Nick Saban.
I mean, 99% of the schools would jettison their current coach to get Nick Saban.
And then give him the Florida hotbed of recruiting. Like, and Florida just goes all in. That would scare me half to death as a Georgia fan.
Well, I think.
And as a Tennessee fan. Like, think about that. Like,
you're
going to be having to play them every year again. And he went to another rival of yours. Like, ugh.
So, I think just going off of history, and I've said this several times on this show, I think if that LSU job happens to open up, if they decide they've had enough of Brian Kelly, I think Nick Saban would jump at that in an instant because he loved his time at LSU and he thinks the potential there is unmatched anywhere else in the country.
Would Tennessee entertain getting rid of Heupel and
I don't think Nick would go there. I really don't. I think
what about Penn State? James Franklin.
I don't see him going back to the Big Ten, honestly, unless Ryan Day were to say, I think Ohio State is the only job in the Big Ten he would entertain. I really do.
What about USC? You just said USC.
See, I'm thinking Pac-12. Yeah, you're right. School. You're right. So USC and Ohio State are the two.
Okay.
I do think
California's a little different than Big Ten country.
I do think he stays south. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I know that there's probably 3 or 4 coaching positions in the country that are, like, locked in and would be fine. But even then, like, would you – because I will say this, and Nick Saban at the end of his career was not as successful as he was in those prime years. You know, the last time they won was, what, 2020?
2020. That wasn't that long ago, but still.
I know.
Yeah.
But you're used to him rattling off 2 out of 3 and stuff like that. So, like, I don't know that a Texas gets rid of Stark. But, like,
I would.
I mean, he hasn't won it yet.
Here's my thing. There's only about, I think, Kirby Smart. Georgia would not let Kirby Smart go for Nick Saban because of the youth thing. And I think Ohio State wouldn't either. Other than that, I think everyone else is on
I think
the
Dabo.
table.
I think Dabo is sitting pretty clear in Clemson.
What about your boy over there at Notre Dame,
Marcus Freeman?
Did you trade Marcus Freeman for Nick Saban?
Honestly, guy, that's a tough question because I feel like Marcus Freeman he's got 15 years of good head coaching years ahead of him, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
He's late 30s. He's my age. So Nick Saban, whatever he would do, I think would only be for about 4 or 5 years.
What about Texas A&M? I know that Mike Elko's on for their 1 year.
You get rid of him. You get rid of him in a second.
Or Oklahoma would do it in a heartbeat.
I just think the list for Nick Saban is short. There's only certain places he would entertain. It's going to be places where he's going to be comfortable in the weather, he's going to be comfortable in the conference, and he can continue to recruit at a high level. He's going to recruit because of his name and who he is,
If he went
regardless.
back to his alma mater, Kent State, they'd recruit good there.
Do you want to know like what absolute mayhem would be? Is if they got rid of Hugh Freeze and he went,
Oh, my
he
gosh,
went
Auburn.
he went across the aisle.
Wow.
Like what kind of mayhem? Like
They would literally remove the statue from in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium.
he would never do it.
No, he wouldn't.
But could you imagine how awesome that would be? Just
That would
the
be
talk
the
around it.
ultimate storyline in all of sports in the entire world. In the entire world.
That's insane.
Nick Saban goes down and rolls the tree after he beats Alabama in year 2 of his.
Oh.
Like, could you imagine? Like,
No, that
I can't either, and that's why I don't think it's going to happen. But that's why this is so much fun to talk about.
Well,
because he could go anywhere, really anywhere he wants to outside of. I think there's probably 5 jobs. I think Oregon, I think Georgia, I think Clemson, I think Ohio State are probably.
I think USC's in that conversation.
No, I'm saying of places he couldn't go.
they would not fire their current head coach.
I think Marcus Freeman's on that list as well, just because of the youth factor. But really, everywhere else, if he comes back, I'd be starting to look and start shaking hands with boosters and make sure that I'm in good standing because
Absolutely.
they're going to take a run at it.
I've got an angle for you guys here. Hear me out on this.
Oh, boy, here we go.
All right, so now this might take an administrative change for this to actually fall in place and happen, but our boy at Oklahoma, head coach, is it
Brent Venables?
Venables.
Yeah.
Who's been a disaster.
Yes, rough year last year, and I don't see it getting a whole lot better for him in the SEC. Venables is out. If AD is out with them,
Because Leon is retiring at the end of this year anyway.
Okay.
The AD at Oklahoma.
Okay, so that lines up with where I'm going with this. Who's your first phone call? My first phone call, if I'm Oklahoma, is to Josh Heupel.
Oh yeah, bring the son home.
Yeah,
I've told all my Tennessee friends they said, yeah, but he left there. He was assistant coach. He left on with bad taste
because of the AD.
That was a long time ago,
and that was because of the AD.
Yeah, and he's retiring at the end of this year.
Yes. So Heupel leaves Rocky Top, goes back home, goes to Oklahoma, pulls a Lane Kiffin, says, "Hey, listen, I got to try to do it at my place." There's a job open in Knoxville. I could come. This is where I'm going to disagree with Jacob. I could see Nick Saban saying, "Hey, we can win in Knoxville. We can win in Tennessee." How crazy would that be every third Saturday in October?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I don't. And here's the thing. I think Josh Heupel's here to stay. I do, until Tennessee's ready to move in a different direction. I think he likes it there. I think he knows he's got the keys to a Ferrari, and they're willing to spend money and willing to do the things that need to be done. Now, let's just play this hypothetical out, though. Let's say he does go home. I don't foresee Tennessee fans being all that upset. Like, you know, he's been good.
They'll just say he's the guy that ran off Nico.
Yeah, like he will be just fine. The problem is I think all these teams that are going to take on a Nick Saban, I think you're right. Like, the dude's what, 73?
72 or 73, I believe.
You've got maybe 5 good years of him. You know, like him and Pete Carroll are very similar in the amount of energy they bring at how old they are. But like eventually,
Pete Carroll's amazing.
Father Time's going to catch up, and like you're not going to be able to do this forever. But I mean, you look at guys like Joe Pop and like, you know, all these, you know, people that coached into their
80s.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you guys, and because I have a little bit of a different opinion. What's the better program, Oklahoma or Tennessee? I think Oklahoma's better. I think that's a better.
Are you saying right now?
Are you talking about right now?
No, I'm talking about as a program, not as a team, not a 2025 team. I'm talking about as a program.
Historically, I'm going to go Oklahoma.
It is Oklahoma.
But I'm going to say program. I'm a program guy. As a program, like right now, I think it's really hard pressed to say that there's not a better like team than. Not say teams, programs around the whole university than Tennessee. They're up there in everything.
I'm talking about football. I don't care about the baseball team and the basketball team doing it. I'm talking about football.
Football-wise, Tennessee, in my mind, right now, I'm not saying they're going to finish.
What's a better job? What's a better job?
They're not
Oklahoma
going to finish
football
in.
job or Tennessee
I'm saying they're a top 10 job right now in college football. They're a top 10 job, no doubt about it.
I think Oklahoma is a top 5 job in this country. I do. I've always thought that. I mean, you look at the historical things, the numbers they've put up from the time that, when Barry Switzer was there, throughout Bob Stoops' time, they've won so much. They've won a lot of national championships too.
Yeah,
it doesn't. It's not close. When you look at historically, It's a pretty significant difference between what Oklahoma's done historically and what Tennessee's done historically.
Yeah, I mean,
it just is.
I agree. Like in historically, there's not a whole lot of programs that can say that they've done what Oklahoma's done.
Oh, you're right.
Between draft picks, between win streaks, between national championships, like they are a very.
I mean, Oklahoma's a better program than Texas historically.
Yeah, so
they just are.
I agree. I agree with that. In today's world, I think they're a pretty even.
Well, you know where else loves their football, but Nick Saban would not entertain at all? Nebraska. Just throwing it out there, guys, just so you guys can debate when we go off air. Hey, listen, you've been listening to The Drive. We'll be back tomorrow. Home Run Derby tonight on ESPN. Let's get on there and pull for our guy, Matt Olson, representing the Atlanta Braves. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back same time tomorrow.
It's time for a Don Ledford of Cleveland traffic update on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Don Ledford Chevrolet Buick GMC, located on North Lee Highway in Cleveland. Or visit donledford.com for details. Don Ledford, where we say yes. It's on-time traffic with Commander Chuck.
Good afternoon. Continues to build with more volume going outbound on 58, hitting some of those traffic lights on Highway 58 back out towards the Harrison area as it continues to increase with volume over here. 75 at the 24 is split. Be careful down through here in the construction zone throughout the evening on 75 around East Brainerd Road. Blackstone Grill, Chattanooga's new restaurant. It's now open at Cummings Highway there in Lookout Valley. 3818 Cummings Highway. Go see them tonight. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center, here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441.
By this afternoon, we'll climb into the low to mid-90s with the heat index as high as 100 degrees. There will be the chance for a few showers and storms this afternoon and evening. Tonight, things will be quiet.